This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. It's Monday, October 3rd.
Well, two accused animal abusers had their first court appearance in Beatty Justice Court this morning. Vasily Platnov and Oksana Higgins appeared before Judge Gus Sullivan in Beatty Justice Court today for their arraignment on criminal charges for animal cruelty and neglect concerning the 300 dogs that were found dead and dying on properties in Amargosa and Pahrump in an animal hoarding and breeding facility called Est Alpha Kennels that sold the dogs for security and livestock protection. They advertised them as purebred Caucasian Shepherds. We have learned that most of the dogs were inbred and most Armenian Gamfer and mixed breed Caucasian Shepherds. The pair, who used to be married, are now facing 5 counts from the original 32 counts, the almost 300 dogs located on properties on August 23rd. Platnov was represented by Tom Gibbons and Higgins by Jaherna Shahani in court today. They had a Russian language interpreter attend the hearing as well. Nye County Deputy District Attorney John Friel is prosecuting the case. DA Chris Arabia told News 25 that more charges may follow.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Gibson?
It is, Judge.
Okay, and you'll forego reading on your...
Yes, it is well. And just to give the court heads up, we are prepared, ready to file a motion to suppress and due to defects in all 3 search warrants.
Okay. All right, so set the preliminary hearing date within 15 days.
Today, both defendants pled not guilty in this case. The preliminary hearing is set for October 24th in Beatty Justice Court at 10 a.m. There's also a civil case concerning these dogs. The case, which is here in Pahrump, has been put on hold for now. Last week, the defendant filed for bankruptcy, which put the dogs, which are property, as part of the bankruptcy filing, and until that case is settled, that case is on hold. Judge Robert Lane is proceeding over the civil case. A new court date has not been set for a status check concerning the custody of the animals, which are now in the care of and custody of Nye County Animal Control. They were confiscated from Platnov and found to be in poor conditions, sick, malnourished, dehydrated, neglected, and dying. The Nye County Sheriff's Office report that dozens of dead puppies were found in freezers, deceased dogs in animal pits, and some dogs without feet. Some had open wounds and their eyes had maggots in them. If you would like to help with the continued care and feeding of these animals monetarily, you can please go to GoFundMe, Nye County Sheriff's Office, 300 dogs, and donate.
A local couple is suing the Nye County Sheriff's Office. They are claiming that their son took his life during a standoff because Captain David Borukowitz allegedly taunted their son to do it during the call for service over a year ago. Borukowitz says they have the entire body cam and phone call audio and video files, and that just is not true. Ricky and Mary Nelson say their son Jordan was heavily intoxicated, shot into the home where his ex and his son were at before a standoff with police.
What I'm understanding, Mr. Berkowitz talked my son into killing himself, and that's the way it went down.
That allegation is the basis of a wrongful death lawsuit against Nye County Sheriff's Office Captain David Borukowitz. Jordan Nelson died August 19, 2021, after an hours-long standoff with officers from the Nye County Sheriff's Office. Nelson fired shots into a home with his ex-girlfriend and 10-month-old son inside. He then barricaded himself in his own home on Dana Way, where he fired at officers. The Sheriff's Office says its negotiators tried to get him to come out, but his dad and stepmom, Ricky and Mary, say they've received tips from other officers on the scene that day that allege a different version of what happened. One of those officers first told the Nelsons about their concerns when they ran into them at a local restaurant.
He said, look, you need to get a hold of the video cam footage. What happened at that scene was not right, and I'm not the only one. From what I understand from officers that have confronted us, I'm not going to name any of their names, but there's several. There's about 4 or 5 of them that we know of that told us that we need to get the video cam footage because everything went wrong. He said that David Berkowitz was in a complete tirade. And David Berkowitz turned off his video camera from what we understand.
The Nelsons are working with local attorney Tom Gibson to file the wrongful death lawsuit against Berukowitz. Ricky and Mary say Gibson has told them he's working to collect evidence to help build their case.
Supposedly Tom Gibbons has it in video camera and police, other officers account at the scene.
Okay.
There were, I know of one that I know for a fact that was there, that was sitting right next to Berkowitz when it went down.
Ricky and Mary say the day of the standoff, they spoke with Jordan several times on the phone, every time begging him to surrender peacefully. They also described their interaction with Captain Berukowitz at the scene.
We were begging him to
I was begging,
please.
I was trying to hand the phone to Berkowitz. He's on the phone. Come talk to him. Nope. Told my wife to shut her effing mouth because she was upset.
I was begging, crying, please don't kill my son.
Yeah.
Let us try and talk to him. Let us try. Shut your effing mouth and what?
Instead of them talking him out of the situation and saying, come on, Jordan, come out of there, you know. There was no mental health doctor there. There was nobody there to help him through what he was going through. And we called the sheriff's department, I don't know, at least 30 times and said, hey, we know our son. Something's going on. He's giving away his worldly possessions. You don't do that unless something's going on. No. And we kept telling him, you know, and take his gun away. Please do something.
Despite all their efforts, the Nelsons could not get Jordan to come out. When officers finally entered the house, they found Jordan with a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the local hospital. His death has been ruled a suicide.
I told Jordan, nobody's been hurt. You're going to be in big trouble. But just come out of there. You've never been in trouble in your life, Jordan. Just come out of there. Dad, it's too late. I've already shot Henry. Shot his dog. You know, and we just don't understand why he did all this. When he said that he had shot Henry, I couldn't take it anymore. I left the scene.
When he said, Dad, you're not going to let them kill me, are you?
Kept saying, Dad, you going to let them kill me? I said, no, Jordan, just come out of there.
We tried
Don't let them kill me, Dad.
Up till then, everything to get him to...
Put down that.
Yeah.
Jordan he was my best friend. Not my son, he was my best friend. And I miss him now.
Sadly, the Nelsons believe that one small action could have helped save their son's life.
If they would just went in there and took his gun away and put him on a legal hold at the hospital for 3 days, 72 hours like it says in the law books, and let my son sober up, this would never have happened. The shooting would have never happened.
In a statement to News 25, Captain David Berukowitz says he denies any allegations that he urged, suggested, or told Jordan Nelson to take his own life. The Nye County Sheriff's Office says it cannot comment further on this case.
Well, Petrick Park in Pahrump was a battlefield this weekend. It was truly survival of the fittest. News 25 caught up with Katie and Riley Tromley of Mojave Desert Games to find out more.
We spend the day just working on physical fitness, enjoying some time with people that are celebrating their health and nutrition, and just challenging themselves in some different ways that they don't usually get to do out in a different environment of the desert here in Pahrump. And we love bringing some tourism from around the country. Our athletes travel from as far as Hawaii, Pennsylvania, and several other surrounding states.
Last year we had 11 participating states. This year we have 17 participating states, including Alaska, where it's it's really hot for them, but it's celebrating our community, celebrating our health, celebrating our fitness, and that's the whole point of it. All age groups, everything, just come out and have a good time with everybody in a 2-day event, doing workouts and just having fun and bringing our communities together. That's what this is about.
So we've been running for 2 days now. This is our second event day. Every event that we do is different movements, different tests, different durations. It's just trying to see how long they can go, how heavy they lift, how fast they move, how agile they are, all sorts of stuff.
We test all different domains and energy systems throughout our event to really improve the desert's fittest. When it comes to our higher level divisions, our lower level divisions, it's about celebrating our health and getting fit and healthy.
Having fun.
Yeah.
That's Mojave Desert Games.
We'll be back with more News 25 right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920. Also brought to you by Battleborn Financial, investing and health insurance made easy, off Pahrump Valley in Calvada.
And a man was escorted from a Beatty casino twice. When he came back a third time, it landed him behind bars. Brad Francis has the details.
T.J. Gailey has been booked into the Nye County Detention Center after two separate incidents at the Stagecoach Casino in Beatty. An employee at the hotel called the Nye County Sheriff's Office to report a disturbance. That person told officers the suspect, identified as Gailey, had snuck into two different hotel rooms. Hotel employees first found Gailey inside room 131 after a guest was unable to unlock the door to their room with his key card. Staff escorted Gailey off the property and advised him not to return. A short time later, while checking security cameras, hotel staff discovered Gailey had come back. This time he was in room 202. Once again, he was escorted from the property. Employees told deputies Gailey left his belongings, including an ID card and brown leather jacket, inside a black bag. During an inventory of those items, officers discovered a brass knuckle with the word love on it. Less than 2 hours later, deputies were called back to the Stagecoach Casino for a suspicious person. The manager told officers Gailey was back. Officers made contact with Gailey again and asked him about his property, noting in their report that Gailey admitted the brass knuckles belonged to him. Gailey was placed under arrest and booked into the detention center on one count of manufacturing, possessing, or using a dangerous weapon, in this case the brass knuckles, one count of trespassing on private property for entering into a locked hotel room which was not his, and one count of petty larceny.
And deputies stop a man walking in the middle of the roadway. Now he's facing an arrest charge, including 5 charges and 4 felonies. Brad Francis tells us what happened.
Daniel Dean has been booked into the Nye County Detention Center on one count of failure to appear after bail, one count of owning or possessing a gun by a prohibited person, one count of carrying a concealed weapon without a permit, one count of resisting a public officer, and one count of possession to sell a Schedule 1-2 controlled substance and instruments for the purpose of sale. Dean's arrest comes after Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were called to a report of a man walking in the middle of the roadway near Pahrump Valley High School. That man identified himself as Dean. During a records check, dispatchers discovered that Dean had a felony nationwide bench warrant out for his arrest for failure to comply with the terms of his release in connection with another case out of Pahrump Justice Court. As officers tried to take Dean into custody, they say he began to resist and attempted to flee the scene. After a brief physical altercation, officers were able to restrain him. During a search incident to arrest, deputies discovered a concealed silver and black revolver in Dean's backpack. Officers note in their report that Dean did not have a concealed weapons permit and that he is a convicted ex-felon. The revolver was fully loaded with 8 bullets. Officers also discovered 4 bags of a white crystal-like substance that tested presumptive positive for methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia, including several scales, numerous torches, and marijuana products. Dean was transported to jail, where he was booked into custody for his felony bench warrant for failure to comply with the terms of his release and the 4 additional offenses.
Ann Harris invites everyone down to a special fun event happening at the Pahrump Senior Center, coming soon.
It's Ann from the Senior Center, wanting to invite you all down to our big barbecue event that Art of Medicare is putting on October 13th here at the Senior Center. It will be a barbecue. They have a DJ, they have raffles. It is for seniors with Medicare, and they have a whole bunch of stuff going on that day. We'll have all kinds of fun and raffles. You can reach us at 775-727-5008. My extension is 4. Or you can reach the Art of Medicare folks at 702-277-7147 to reserve some space for that day. Be a great fun day. You can come down here to the Senior Center. It's going from 11 to 2, and it's at 1370 West Basin. It will be here at the center. Please come by and enjoy with us.
And I'm going to DJ that. It's going to be so much fun.
It is going to be fun. I'm looking forward.
Have a great time down there at the Senior Center. And lots of hot dogs and stuff. People are complaining about them being hot dogs down there.
And it's a health fair.
But you don't have to eat the hot dogs if you don't want to. Okay. All right, we'll have more news right after this.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for some survivors, they may experience a painful swelling of their arm or hand after undergoing surgery or radiation. The condition is called lymphedema.
Lymphedema can cause really discomfort. It can cause loss of function. Women can have trouble lifting their arm or using their hand. It can lead to secondary infections of the arm called lymphangitis and really have a significant psychosocial impact and quality of life impact.
That's why Dr. Chirag Shah with Cleveland Clinic says early detection of lymphedema is so important. Previously, women were often diagnosed using a tape measure. However, Dr. Shah's recent research shows a device which uses low-level electrical currents is much more effective. He says it does a better job with early detection, making the condition easier to treat. When it comes to treatment, it varies based on the severity. In some cases, a woman may be given a compression garment to wear to help with swelling. Physical therapy and surgery may also be necessary.
I think it depends typically on when we catch lymphedema. So if we catch lymphedema later in the process, it's often felt to be irreversible if there's significant volume increase and a lot of chronic changes have set in. But if it's caught early, there is data that, including that data from the PREVENT trial, showing that, women are not progressing to chronic lymphedema and they're actually having that resolve.
And Dr. Shah says his take-home message for those who underwent treatment for breast cancer is to be proactive about their risk for lymphedema and to talk to their physician about any concerns.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
I was hoping for a little bit of cooler temperatures right now, but it's still a little warm.
No, but we did have clouds over the mountains there, and it looked like a couple of rain showers possible. Still a little bit of wind. John's going to have a full weather update in a minute.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios on a Monday. Feeling good, back from the weekend. All in our places with bright, shiny faces and a beautiful weather map to look at. Look at this, Fernley, 80 degrees, 80, feeling grady. 81 in Carson City and Fallon. Both you got weather twins going up there. Tonopah, the cool spot at 76 degrees, 78 in Goldfield, 90 Big Burley Desert degrees out in Beatty, and 93 in Amargosa makes that the hot spot in the state today. Vegas close behind at 90 degrees, and Death Valley, actually downright reasonable for Death Valley, 105. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look, 90 degrees. That's our current temperature. 92 just a smidge earlier. The wind's out of the west, kindly to 5 miles per hour, whispering to us of the possibilities of the day as the sun rose this morning at 6:41 a.m. And it's setting this evening at 6:24. Look for a gorgeous sunset under clear skies, beautiful star watching, and a low tonight of 62 degrees. Winds out of the east of just 4 miles per hour. Should be just lovely. And as we head on into the week, more lovely weather. Look at this, 4 days of beautiful sunshine. Winds throughout the week under 10 miles per hour. We start the week in the low 90s. Enjoy that for 3-4 days. Those clouds start creeping in Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No real talk of rain yet, but we'll watch as that system develops and those temperatures drop us into the high 80s. It's going to be actually a pretty gorgeous week throughout, and make some plans for enjoying a little fall time weather. It's lovely. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
You know what we're going to do is we are having this thing called Spook Eye.
Yeah, you were telling me about that for Halloween.
It's a play on spooky.
I might have to have some fun there.
So we're looking for participants.
Yes.
It's going to be in the Calvetta Eye. That's why we're going with the Spook Eye thing.
Yep.
So we're looking for participants. It would be organizations, businesses, and just residents who want to pull up a car, decorate a booth. We are having a wonderful trick-or-treating event right on Halloween from 5 to 8 p.m. Come on down, bring some candy, dress up your car or your booth, and have some fun with the rest of us.
It's going to be lots of fun.
And the Calvetta Eye.
We're going to have more to come.
Kiwanis, Rotary, of course, us. Give Barbara Thompson a phone call for more information, 775-764-0681. It's on Halloween, and of course, we're going to have so much fun down there. It's just going to be a blast.
Yep.
And what a great location, Calvetta Eye.
It's going to be great. It's central part of town. Well, that does it for us tonight with News 25.
You're going to have that bunco event, though, right?
We are. It's not this Friday. I believe it's the next Friday. The local Seroptimus, Pahrump Valley Seroptimus Club, is going to be holding a bunco. If you want more information on that, let me see. It's Elaine Castle that we need to get a hold of. And that's 775-340. Oh, she's going to kill me because I can't remember the last 4 digits. 4331, I think.
There she is.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
All right. Well, we will give you all that information. Of course, put a flyer up on our KPVM Facebook page. And thanks so much for joining us here on KPVM TV and A's Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen.
Good night.
Good night.